All right, let's dive right in. We're standing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The Kaurava army has just thrown down a challenge, and the sound is echoing across the plains. Now, we're going to break down the Pandavas' thundering reply, verse by verse, and uncover the chilling prophecy hidden inside all that noise.
So picture this. After the Kauravas sound their conches, there's this tense silence. Every single eye turns to the Pandava side. What are they going to do? Well, their answer isn't just noise. It's a powerful statement, a declaration of strength that starts right at the very top.
And here it is, Shloka 1.16. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kuntiputro Yudhishthiraha, Nakula Sahadevascha Sughosha Manipushpako, 16. So, what does that mean? Basically, it's saying King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya, and Nakula and Sahadeva blew the Sughosha and Manipushpaka. This is the opening shot of their response. So, as we just heard, this whole thing kicks off with the absolute core of the Pandava leadership. You've got King Yudhishthira and his brothers Nakula and Sahadeva, and each one of them sounds their own, uniquely named and incredibly powerful conch shell. First up is King Yudhishthira. He blows the Ananta Vijaya, which means victory eternal. I mean, what a way to start, right? That's a powerful statement. He's immediately followed by his brothers, Nakula and Sahadeva, sounding the Sughosha, or sweet sound, and the Manipushpaka, the jewel blossom. So you see, even their calls to war are packed with meaning. But hold on, it doesn't stop there. Not even close. This is just the opening volley. The sound is about to swell into an absolute roar, as a whole lineup of legendary warriors gets ready to join the chorus in the very next verses. And now we get Slokas 1.17 and 1.18. Kashyascha Parameshwasa Shikhandi cha Maharatha Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaha Satraha Drupado Drupadeyascha Sarvashaha Prithvipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankhan Dadmuhu Prithak Prithak. 18. Okay, that was a mouthful. What we're hearing here is basically a roll call of these unstoppable allies fighting with the Pandavas, each one adding their own conch blast to this rising, terrifying sound. This is where you start to feel the true scale of the Pandava army. It's just a rapid-fire succession of blasts. First you hear the king of Kashi, known as a great archer. Then comes Shikhandi, the Maharatha. Now that's not just a title. A Maharatha is a warrior who can take on thousands of enemies all by himself, a literal one-man army. The chorus just keeps growing with Drishtadyumna and Virata adding their sound to the mix. And they're followed by Satyaki, who is called Aparajitaha. You know what that means? The unconquerable. A guy who has literally never been defeated in battle. And the wave of sound just keeps building. Now you hear King Drupada and the sons of Draupadi. This isn't just about the veterans, the next generation is here and they're ready to fight. And to cap it all off, the mighty armed Abhimanyu, the heroic son of Subhadra, adds his own powerful voice to this incredible roar. Now the text uses a really specific phrase here, prithak prithak. It says they each blew their conches separately. This is so important. It tells us this wasn't just a chaotic mess of noise. No, this was strategic. It was a terrifying, deliberate, and cumulative wave of sound, a unified roar announcing that they were absolutely ready. So they've made a lot of noise, an incredible, deafening sound that shakes the entire battlefield. But you have to ask, what's the real message here? What's the subtext? What is the blind king Dhritarashtra supposed to understand as his narrator, Sanjaya, is describing all this to him? And this is where Sanjaya's role is absolutely critical. See, he isn't just a neutral reporter giving a play-by-play. In the way he tells the story, he is skillfully delivering a devastating, unspoken warning directly to his king. And here it is. This is the heart of that warning. Sanjaya is telling the king the signs already clearly indicated that the whole Kuru dynasty would be killed in that great battle. Wow. So that sound of the conches, it wasn't a battle cry, it was a death knell. And think about how total that prediction is. This isn't about a potential loss or a few casualties. This is a prophecy of complete and utter annihilation for the Kuru dynasty. From the most respected elder, the Grandsir Bhishma, all the way down to the youngest hero, Abhimanyu. The sound declared that every single one of them was doomed.
So you have to wonder, how on earth did it come to this? How does an entire royal family end up on the brink of complete self-destruction? Well, the source text points a finger directly at one specific, tragic cause.
The text pulls no punches here. It identifies the root cause as King Dhritarashtra's own policy. He wasn't some innocent bystander who just let things happen. No. It says he actively encouraged his son's unjust, unwise plan to cheat the Pandavas and steal their kingdom. The entire catastrophe. It all comes back to him.
And that leaves us with this incredibly powerful, timeless question. That roar of the conscience was a sign of a doom that was set in motion by a leader's choices long before the first arrow was ever fired. It really makes you think, doesn't it? When leadership fails to see the truth, or even worse, actively encourages deceit, who is it that ultimately bears the cost? That's a question that echoes far, far beyond the battlefield of Kurukshetra.